EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Set, ready? 18 Gator.
Watching the grind. Man, that's trash. That's trash.
Check in.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's the 2nd and 7. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Yeah, this is going to depend on his spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. They're going with Lindsay, and he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Bravo.
2nd and 10. And the catch made by Johnson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Big stop. Let's go. Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4.
Hey, Charlie.
Let's go, deep. Tighten up.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Go. Go.
2nd and 9 now. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on 3rd down. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Check 13. Check 13.
Rock it.
A run. It's Murray. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there. Good for a Saints first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
59.
Here we go. He's
Leo.
Crash.
Get it.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Chance is good. He's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
Brings up 4th down and 1.
We're scoreless after 1. Ready for the 2nd quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with 4th down and 1. They've already gone for it and made it once on this opening drive. They're going to try it again on 4th down. They'll try and run with Murray. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon.
On the set.
22's coming, Mike. Go. Check.
X3. 218. Jump. 2.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Smooth. 52. Squeeze. Ready.
2nd and 11. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike 22's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Hey, let's get that home.
Hey, seam 6.
Mike 22.
They'll set up the throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He's got a man, complete. 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, the game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. They'll look to throw here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here we go. Shift.
Here's Murray. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10, right at the 40. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. No gain there on the completion, second and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. He gets it to Thomas. 11 yards there, first down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
This quarterback now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at first and 10.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Safarian Jenkins has it. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend.
57 to Mike. I smell fear.
Back to throw now on first down. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll run here. It's Murray. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Now they'll run. Murray. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So we got 3 at 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they'd wanted to, but I think we'll see more as this game goes along because they want to continue.
Oh, now Murray has it stripped.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. They converted once earlier on this opening drive, but now comes a big test. 4th and goal. They're going to run it with Murray. And he's not going to get there. They tackle him at the 2. Latavius Murray stopped up short. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 1-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
You ain't got nothing. Check.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Check 37.
Get it.
On the ground, it's Cook. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Here we go, G. Get off the field.
Gone.
SOS.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
All day, baby, all day.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Starting the third quarter with Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Second and 13. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at the 39-yard line. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it second and 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's second and 8. Incomplete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And the Saints, first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
80 weapon.
You ain't doing nothing.
Murray. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Well, you said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in week one, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends because everyone will get used to the play speed. But right now, here in the early season, the advantage definitely goes to the offense.
They run with Murray. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Now Lutz for the field goal try. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And Lutz's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Try to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. Cook with a 1st down and much more. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Go.
22, Mike, 22. Let's go, D. Let's go.
They run again on 1st down. Cook trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Watch twist. Protein spill. Hey, high 7. Get it.
They'll drop the throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Pass it. Bud.
He's coming. We got double up.
Let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And Thomas has it. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Complete to Michael Thomas. A gain of 11 makes it 3rd and 1.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Carries piling up. It's Murray again. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Ready?
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Open man is Michael Thomas. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
They'll look to throw, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Saints on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is third down and 12.
50 seconds to march.
They're going to look to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. It's caught inside the 25. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them a lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
On first down, Murray. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Scoring has really been at a premium, and Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
What you got, Abby? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go.
Get it.
They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sheldon Rankins picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. General West. Go, go.
Second and 15. Being chased out left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
22. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Back to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a first and 10. A 20th carry coming up now for Murray. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
10 logo.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Play outside deep. Don't let him breathe.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Back to throw. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a first down on a gain of 10. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Set up, 30 base.
Right 54, right 54. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen.
They'll run on first down. It's Murray, and he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Back to throw. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. They'll look to throw. It's caught. Smith. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
This quarterback now rebounding nicely after the interception. He's hit 4 straight to start the drive. It's first down.
Christian Travis.
Watching you five. Hey, let's get this, get this.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got Smith here. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down. Inside of a minute to go now. 2 timeouts left. Still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
This is Murray. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. 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 I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Watch the ship, watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship, watch the ship. Check.
Blue draw quarters.
He's back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
Come on.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, Charlie.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there with time running out. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Extra point right down the middle. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. That's fielded in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases.
Here we go, here we go. 50, plant, smooth.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Right there.
Ready?
They'll set up a throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Intended for Traquan Smith. Incomplete. It's now second and 10.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10. A handoff. It's Murray. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. But now I'm listening to you. So for the Vikings, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.